A lot of web designers feel like they're doing everything right until they look at their bank account. They're outreaching, fixing up their site and staying busy every day, but still wondering why clients aren't coming in consistently. But the issue isn't exactly effort, it's focus. There are plenty of ways to land web design clients, too many actually, and when everything feels like an option, nothing gets real attention. So in this video, I've laid out every real way to land web design clients and rank them based on a tier list on what actually brings in the money. This is entirely based on what I use running my own web design agency where we sign clients every single month, not theory or recycled YouTube advice. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I should even post this one. There's a lot of game in here, but guess what? It's Christmas time, New Year period. It's my gift to you. Just make sure you use it. So this is the chart I've made here, our land web design clients tier list. Now we have all of the different strategies down the bottom here. As we go through, I'll explain what each one is, where I would rank it on our tier list, and just do a little bit of a segment where I explain a bit of my experience with it and how I would use it. So these are from top to bottom. We have the top level, which is a money printer. Now this is just the best strategy, my favorite strategy, what works best for me. Absolutely prints money. Next up, we have rent paid. Now this is a very good strategy. It is paying the rent. It isn't exactly a printer, but it is paying the rent, man. It is good. Next, we just have our just good. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Sign clients with it. Nothing crazy. Under that, not the best. It works for some people, but not the best. And lastly, is just absolute dog shit. Do not even waste your time with this strategy. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And that's it. It's dog shit. All right. So the first one, now they kind of get more interesting as we go. So the first few ones are fairly general. But Google Maps, okay? So this is just using Google, searching, I'm looking for a plumber or some sort of contractor or a boxing studio in location into Google. And then you go through the Google Maps and you say, all right, who has a website that's really bad or who doesn't have a website? And then you reach out to them. Now, I'm going to put this at good. Reason being, it's so many clients you can find. It is probably one of the biggest databases ever for the entire world. You know, most people have Google Business and it is extremely easy to find these people with Google Maps. But that also means the competition is very high. People that are on Google Maps, especially those first few pages and don't have a website, they are getting outreach to a lot, okay? I don't need to go too deep into it. It is a good strategy. You can find so many leads, but you're not going to find a whole lot of leads that aren't already being reached out to a lot, and there's nothing really much else to say about it. But otherwise, it's really good. You can get into some really niche. This is probably I'd say this is Google as well. Google Maps, just finding businesses on Google, okay? Because at the end of the day, if you're finding them, then they have some sort of online presence, don't they? Next up is Fiverr. Now this one, I'm going to put it in the good as well. I was going to say not the best, but I do know some people that actually make a fair bit of money on Fiverr. The problem is if you're going to commit to Fiverr, you have to commit to it, okay? You want to build up your account, go up the levels, have some credibility, just like anything we do with running a business. And it can be then very good to land recurring successful jobs. And everything's all obviously authorized through Fiverr or safe. But if you're a beginner, there is, yes, on those beginner level, entry levels, when you're trying to put out your listings to find jobs, it is pretty hard to get a start in it. So for that reason, it can be very good and very bad. I'm meeting it in the middle on good. But I wouldn't, if I was starting, I probably wouldn't jump into it. I would go into it once I already have a lot of work to my name, a lot of testimonials I can use, a bit of content. Next up, we have Instagram. Now, this one and some other ones can be different things. We're going to say in the context of using Instagram kind of like search, okay? So searching for different businesses on Instagram. Now, I'm going to put this in the rent paid. It's actually, I was thinking of money printer because it's actually one of my biggest strategies that have landed clients, whether that's from my own outreach or my appointment setters doing outreach. But it is honestly, no, I'll keep it in rent paid, but it is definitely at the top level of rent paid. Instagram is so good because most businesses, they have some sort of Instagram account, but they may not have a Google business. And that is good because if you can find them, and I have videos, by the way, where I basically explain each one of these methods, which I go into more in depth. This is an overall. Instagram, outreach, everything. This is just the best way overall. Okay, you can have a build up a credible page, whether it's an agency, a personal, or a web design theme page. So when you're outreaching to people, rather than just using Google Maps and sending them a fucking email, text, or whatever, They have a page they can see. They can see your work instantly. If you have a few followers, it's even better. Instagram, I'm a big fan of Instagram, all right? Next up, we have cold email. Oh boy, cold email. Now, don't get me wrong. Cold email is powerful if you are doing it at mass scale, if you have all your domains warmed up. But if you're just finding clients and then trying to email them, this is absolute dog shit, okay? I'm not a big fan of cold email. A lot of people know that. Now, look, again, this can be a money printer if you do it right with campaigns. Personally, this is more targeting like beginners and signing your first few website clients, or at least getting a bit more consistent. I think the time and effort it takes to get the successful email campaigns going for landing website clients, if you put that effort into any of these ones up here, boy, you're wiping your nose with cash and chucking it out. All right, let's move on. Paid ads. Okay, this is something I'm continuously learning in my agency, and we are implementing more and seeing fantastic results. It is, ladies and gentlemen of drumroll, it is a money printer. Okay, I feel like everyone expected that. Like, don't get me wrong, you have to do it right. It comes down to making sure you're targeting your creatives, not just this whole top of funnel, but bottom of funnel to convert all these leads you're getting. There's a lot of different aspects to it, but paid ads, it is so good. It's like, think about, all right, I'm going to put in $10 and get times 3 that out. It's like if you had an ATM to do that, you'd be going to it every day. That's what paid ads is. The problem is a lot of us beginners, I understand starting out. I was in the same boat. I didn't run into paid ads, but you need money to make money. That's like anything in business, right? But paid ads, I don't know if I would say I recommend starting it like straight away. I think I would definitely go through the game of doing like all your outreach. Like I continue still to this day. I still do outreach on basically everything, right? But paid ads, it's a money printer at the end of the day. Once you have your systems in place, you know how to deliver websites, you got proof of concept, testimonials, I would definitely look an eye on that. Now, this one is a bit different to all the others because it's not like you can just go and do this, but this is referrals. Now, this is a money printer as well because every single lead that comes to you, they are already sold. They just want to know how much and a little bit more information before they give you the green light and pay you, okay? But you can basically charge whatever. Like, obviously it depends, but like if I have a lead that's coming to me that's a referral, I know, all right, this is going to be an easy close. They already want to work with me. I don't have to think about too much about price and like, oh, is this too high? I'd rather do it for this, a bit lower than nothing. Referrals, love them. Love referrals. We have a really good referral tree. Like at our agency, we have a very good referral rate. Like basically everyone we work with has someone to refer us to, and then it just keeps building and building. Is very good. But it is an absolute money printer. Again, I know it's different. It's like, all right, I'm just going to go and search for referrals. You have to build yourself up. But when you do, that's why the start is the hardest. I'm sure you know that. But when everyone says that, it is true. Because once you have your foundation set and you can move into some of these, that's when your agency really starts to scale, okay? Now the next one. What's this one? This is the ad hijack method, okay? That might not make sense to you. It's kind of a name that I labeled. There you go. What the ad hijack method is, I guess it's technically Facebook in a way, but it's a different side of Facebook. Ad hijack method is you are going to find ads either on the Facebook ad library or just any sort of ads you see on Google and Instagram, and you are going to find businesses. I've got a few videos where I go this, like, show you in depth. You can find somewhere on my channel, but basically you are finding people that are spending money on paid ads. So they have budget for marketing, but they are sending it to some sort of website or landing page that is not high converting, and they are just losing money in their funnel, or they just have some sort of basic lead form or sending it to their Instagram account, trying to get calls. No sort of website or landing page, especially for certain businesses, that can really capture the ad budget they're spending. So long story short, you're finding businesses that are spending money on ads, but they're not doing it properly, and you pitch them to fix it, all right? You're fixing up all these leaks in their funnel, because right now they've got a funnel. They've got all these leads and traffic at the top, but so many people falling out the funnel, right? There's a lot of leaks. You're basically coming in to patch that up, to save them money. Yes, there's an investment for them, but save them a lot of money in the long run. And I'm sure there's then a lot of kind of upsells you can do. Like you can then run their ads for them or whatever. That's a bit of a different method to the rest, but it's a very unique one. And again, it works, you sign clients, but I wouldn't say it's as good as these other ones, okay? So it is actually a really good method, but it's not the best, really. The next one, you're probably wondering, well, what the hell is this? This is online directories. So it's like Yellow Pages. That's a big one in Australia. I actually don't know on the top of my head all the other ones. You probably know them, thinking of it, but basically, that's where you just Google online directory. It doesn't even matter. Obviously, certain websites and companies are better for certain areas, like Yellow Pages in Australia. Basically, it's kind of like Google Maps, but a lot of people don't have websites or Google presence at all. They just list themselves on online directories to be found by clients. So a lot of contractors mainly, not really like in-person businesses. But I would say it is a good strategy. Like, for me personally, I found a lot of clients doing this. Very easy to get their contact info or put all of the leads you find through like Yellow Pages or an online directory into a spreadsheet and have someone do outreach or whatever. Overall, it is a good method. Next up, we have Facebook. Now, I'm not going to be talking about Facebook groups here, okay? Not so much like just searching. Facebook groups is good is because not in the sense of, all right, you can go and you can make a post, hey, I'm a web designer, I'm looking for clients, but you can find people that are actively making posts and actively looking for work in different Facebook groups, okay? Not really business pages, but more like community pages. So don't think big cities, think more suburbs. So you can do this anywhere in the world. You can find a big city and find a few suburbs in that city. You put that into Facebook and say like community page or whatever. And a lot of people that live in those suburbs or little areas join it and they share a lot of stuff about what's going on. But a lot of businesses in that area also share like, hey, I'm a plumber, this is my number. They don't have, apart from a Facebook, maybe Instagram, they have no website, no Google business, and they are an absolute gold mine to then reach out to, okay? I am putting this at the rent paid tier, okay? Just as good as like Instagram and finding leads that way. Facebook groups and a few other things in Facebook is just as good, and I've signed numerous clients that way. Next up, I'll try and start to get through these now. This is cold calling. Now, instantly, I'm putting this at the rent paid. Now, I know it doesn't suit everyone depending on where you live. There's sometimes a trust barrier with certain accents, or maybe you don't speak a certain language, but cold calling overall is one of the best strategies, especially as beginners. I have had days where I'm signing thousands to thousands of dollars worth in one day of just closing, okay? Now, this video isn't about the whole, all right, scripts and mock-ups or whatever. We're simply doing an overall of different methods. But cold calling, I'm sure it's pretty clear. We all know cold calling is good, but there's right ways to do it. But let's just say, yeah, that is in the rent paid. Now, this one, you're probably thinking, well, who the fuck's that? This one is the kind of like IRL marketing. So I did do a video on this. It's like something like IRL in the title. Basically, this is where you are going to go into businesses in person. I know it sounds scary, and I know it depends on where you live, but basically you are going to do that and you are going to market yourself. Now, the whole strategy is you go in with a mock-up pre-made, you show them, you try and like close them on that website, show them in person, you bring your laptop or whatever, how it would actually work. This is also like any sort of in-person networking or event. So if you have some sort of like business chambers or networking events near you and you go to it and you find other business owners there, the best way, okay? This is a very, very, very underrated method. I know so many people and me myself that have done outreach for so long and then they just meet a few people in person or go to different events or just put themselves out there, walking down the streets, even if you don't have mock-ups, just going in, networking, and signing clients from there. And this is very big to then get referrals. So for that, we're putting this in the money printer tier, 100%. Next up is Google Dorking. Now, you could say, oh, this is similar to Google Maps, but you're not really finding Google business listings. What you're doing, and again, I've got, it's actually some of my recent videos, the last couple, you are basically using special commands that you make into Google, and you are finding very specific things. So for example, you could go, all right, I am looking for a roofer in Sydney on Instagram that has just like an email. So you put @Gmail, whatever, in the bio. That way, especially in Australia, a lot of businesses that don't have a website put their number or their email or both in their Instagram or Facebook bio. So you can use AI and get the exact commands or get them from my web agency club in the description. And you can do it that way or whatever. But this is actually, this is a good method. I'm going to put this in the good tier. I think it's very good to find exactly what you're looking for. It might take, you might have to do a little bit of searching around to make sure a lot of businesses are qualified, but I would recommend Google Dork, and it's an underrated method. This one, the handshake, this is the agency outsource method. That's kind of the label I put on it. That is where you reach out to different agencies, not really web design agencies, but more like marketing agencies. So they're doing or video agencies is a good one, and they're doing like in-person video marketing, whatever. A lot of the times they work with businesses that need websites, or they're actively looking for a web designer. You reach out to them, and the pitch I always do is you kind of say, hey, we could maybe share clients, so it's a bit more of an incentive to them, even if you don't have any clients at that stage to share. But basically, yeah, you're basically going to reach out to businesses and pitch a partnership. Again, especially if you say you may have clients for them in the future, they'll be more entitled to at least have a call, see what you can do. And I have had really good client relationships with marketing or video agencies around the world that I get a lot of recurring clients from, because I'm basically their agency's web designer. So it is good, but in terms of like kind of a beginner having not really much of a portfolio or testimonies, it can be hard. So it kind of drags it down. I'll put it in not the best. All right. It is still, again, both of these are very good. All of these methods, guys, all of these methods are good. It's just having to still tier them, apart from maybe cold email. So these are still very good methods, but compared to these, it's, not the best. Now, this one is having a personal brand. So like what I do on YouTube, I make content, but even just on Instagram and kind of making content about your agency or what you do, who you service, even in just having like a web design type of like theme page or resharing other people's posts. This is a money printer. Now, it probably is a bit more towards the bottom on this like tier if you rank all of these, because yes, there's a lot of a big time investment it takes. But just like all these other ones, once you build that foundation, you are getting a lot of clients per month, okay? You're doing the exact same thing. You're posting X amount of videos per month, but as your following and audience and traffic and eyeballs grow, you're getting more and more clients, okay? So personal brand is very good. Now, the last one, you probably think, oh, web agency club, what is that? Well, that's my pride and joy. That is my club I have built for web designers, okay? I'm not sure if I put it in this video. I've got like this kind of little organic ad, 30 seconds I put in that explains it. Basically, inside the web agency club I've built, we have a designer marketplace. So there's a lot of high-level agencies in there that are looking for credible people to outsource jobs to, not just web design. Like these are sales closers, appointment setters. I just had to hire a paid ad specialist, okay? All these different roles that you can go in and you can see what jobs are going, or you can post your own jobs if you're looking at outsource as you're scaling, or maybe a particular area of a project or an upsell. The web agency club, that's just the main thing, right? Designer marketplace, one thing. But we have got weekly calls, monthly special guest masterclass. You get access to me and everyone, and all of our blueprints, all my agency step-by-step things. I don't want to bore you. And yes, whatever, I'm biased. Fuck off, I'm biased. But it makes a money printer, right? Like, how cool is that? You can find exactly what you're looking for. And once you get to the stage where you need to scale, instantly put out job listings and hire exactly who you're looking for, people that have been verified, and that's just great. It is great. Now, this is my web design clients tier list. We'll quickly do a summary for it. So we have got in the money printer, sorry, I just moved my screen, 1 second. We have got in the money printer, we have got paid ads. Perfect. Put money in, get money out, okay? Usually the funnel is like you're booking a meeting, whatever. Referrals, IRL marketing or in-person events, a personal brand, web agency clubs, designer marketplace. Perfect. Money printer. These are the best strategies. A lot of them take a bit of a foundation, but that's why they print money. Next, we have the rent paid section. So this is Instagram, all right, searching through Instagram, doing Facebook and Facebook groups, and cold calling. That is all very, very good strategies. Next in, this is Google Maps, Fiverr, online directories, and Google Dorking. Next up in, but not really the best, we have the ad hijack method, where you're finding businesses that are running ads, you come and fix some things up. And we have the agency outsource method, where you have partnerships with other agencies. And again, absolute dog shit is cold email. Can it work? 100%. Personally, and especially for beginners, I'm not a big fan of it. That is it. There's a lot of strategies I'm kind of like missing out and forgetting right now. So I guess maybe one day we make a part 2 for this. Let me know if you kind of like this style. And I was thinking a cool idea for another tier list video could be ranking different upsells. So ranking like SEO, paid ads, maintenance, different upsells you do in a web agency. And kind of putting them into a tier list. Let me know what you think, and of course, any overall videos for the people who want to do videos that you guys want to see. Top link in the description for Web Agency Club at Cameron James on Instagram. If you have any questions about any of that, I'd be more than happy to have a quick call with you. Let's go make some money. Thank you, guys.